So today we were supposed to talk with Rochelle Ruby and we rescheduled because she had an emergency. And since I'm already ready and I'm already here, I thought I would just go ahead and jump on and talk about a different topic, a topic that's been super on my heart and in my radar and in seems like every book that I've been reading lately. And hope that everybody can hear me. Yeah, it looks like everything's going good with my sound. How's everybody doing? Again, I can't see your comments because I'm live streaming from Zoom, but I will be going back and my team and I will be going back and answering all your comments afterwards. And this live will also be on the replay on our podcast and also on our website. Well, really all the places, Spotify, Google Play, and SoundCloud, iTunes, everywhere. Well, I want to dive right in and talk about what wealth management or management and magnetism and what those mean to me, and how it seems this is a reoccurring pattern that keeps coming up in every book that I've been reading lately, podcasts, blog articles. I'm actually starting with my team to write. Every Friday we publish a blog article, and I'm starting to write a blog article for this Friday titled How to Become a Wealth Magnet Part 1. And why not just dive in right now and get some of your feedback and your ideas, because this is what it's all about. It's about you. It's about my Facebook family, Instagram, Twitter, all the podcast listeners and the bloggers, the blog followers that are there, which is about 800,000 people right now at this moment, and it continues to get bigger. Thank you so much for building this community with me and scaling it and being part of the Empire Life family in all of our communities. It's incredible. I feel so grateful for that. Oh, let's start with, what does it mean to become a wealth magnet? Well, maybe I would like to talk about what does it mean to not be a wealth magnet, or what does it not mean? Because I've been seeing a lot of what it doesn't mean. It's not only sitting and meditating or letting people come to you. Now, that's maybe about 10 to 20% of what being a wealth magnet means. What I've been reading and what I've seen to work in my own life, in my own company, and with my clients is structure and strategy. And within the structure and strategy to scale your business, within that, there's spontaneity and self-care. So what I was talking about even today, a little bit earlier with my daughter, is that we get ahead or save a certain amount of money and invest, and also manifest and meditate and imagine, visualize. And as we get ahead with having a certain amount of money or a certain percentage saved in investments in what feels comfortable for you, let's say a year to 2 years of living expenses. And then within that structure, then comes being able to relax a little bit more, ease into, okay, now I feel prepared. I feel like I have this strategy and structure in place and a lot of automation and scaling in my company. But let's say the middle point, from point A to point Z, we can still be visualizing and coming into the feeling of how we want to feel every day and what it will feel like to be at point Z. So even if we're not at point Z yet, that's the 10 to 20% is visualizing, or as in sports, it's usually called visualizing. In spirituality, it's usually called manifesting, grounding, deciding how we want to feel when we are at point Z. So what that looks like, I feel like this is a huge first step. First of all, deciding what it is that you actually want and desire for that point Z, what your life is going to look like. Being grateful for what you have now and deciding where you're going. And then sitting with that, giving some time every day, either by journaling or by visualizing what you're going to feel when you actually get to point Z, how that's going to feel, and why, your huge why of, do you even want this? What are you going to do? Let's say, for example, I gave you some concrete examples with the strategy. Let's say, for example, you think, okay, for sure, I'm going to, or maybe you have to, I have to make $10,000 in between right now, let's say November 1st, because it's November 1st, and happy November, everybody. Right now, I have to make from November to December $10,000 because I'm in debt or I have these bills that I need to pay, whichever reason why you need to make that money. You set this goal, okay, I need to make this amount of money within this month. And then what are you going to do with that money to get excited and see how is it going to feel and visualize, okay, $10,000 is in my account right now. And how does that feel? Do I feel calm? Do I feel grounded? Am I really excited to be debt free or to take that $10,000 and reinvest $5,000 back into my business because there's a business coach that I really want to work with that's $5,000 a month and I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to sign that contract, or there's a mastermind I want to be in and I'm going to join this mastermind and I need $4,500 for my living, all to cover all my living expenses. And then the rest of it, I'm going to reinvest in my business. So when you calculate that, you're deciding this is where every penny or dollar, your currency is going to go in my business. And then having this clear desire and sitting with it and deciding, this is how I'm going to feel whenever I do have this money coming in, and I'm going to visualize it as if it's already there. That's a concrete example. You can go even further than that and decide, okay, when I'm sitting down at the end of next year, this can go as far as you would like. It can even go 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. When I'm sitting down at the end of 2022, which is going to be about close to almost a year from now, what will I be looking at in all my investment accounts? Will I be in a mastermind? Will I have good friends who support me in these masterminds? Will I have a business coach? Where will my business be? That's the first place to start when you're wanting to explore attracting wealth. It's not only, okay, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to meditate and I'm going to let clients come to me and I'm not going to do any strategy, because I see that almost every day online, and that's definitely not what it is. It's a combination of that. That's about 10 to 20% of wealth magnetism. The other percentage is, I have a team, or how can I delegate? How can I bring more people on my team and delegate better? These are kind of questions that you can ask yourself. The first one, again, what is it that I truly desire? Where am I going? And then how can I make it as easy as possible or as automated? Who can I delegate this to? About how much money is that going to cost to delegate this to? Because I need to know how much money I'm going to be having going out of my account in order to meet these goals. And then taking all of that information from those questions and visualizing it coming to fruition, and how visualizing it in the way that it's already come to fruition. And how will it feel? For example, if another concrete example is, and if you haven't gotten our best-selling book, Redefined, there's a lot of these questions as well in my chapter, because it's all about money. my chapter is, and it's extremely amazing topic for me that I continue to learn about and understand how to manifest, how to visualize better, and completely delegate as many tasks as possible. And I'm constantly asking myself these questions that I'm talking to you about right now. This is not isolated to this one event. This is everyday conversation that I have with myself. So another concrete example that I talk about in our best-selling book, Redefine, which is empirelifeacademy.com/book, if you haven't picked up that book yet, is if you want a particular thing, more money, when you see somebody who has that, or what kind of, like, I want you to really analyze what kind of thoughts do you have when you see that. And let me give a concrete example. If I want a BMW or Mercedes, if I decide that I want a luxury car, and then I see somebody coming by or on the street with that particular car, because usually when we decide something that we want, we start seeing it everywhere. It's like, oh my gosh, does everybody drive this car? This is how it's always happened for me. As soon as I decide or I start to have something in my sphere, in my vision, that I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I admire that, or I want that. I start seeing it everywhere. And I want you to really monitor another thing, another strategy is really monitor your thoughts when you see that particular item. So going back to the example, if it was a BMW and I see someone driving, which I probably will, even maybe within an hour that I decide that I want something like that, or I think it's cool, what kind of thoughts do I have when I see a person driving, let's say, a matte black BMW? I want you to really think about that, because this could be for business too. This could be when you see somebody online and this person has an incredible brand, and they even talk about maybe how much money they're making or the success that they've been having. What kind of thoughts do you start having? Because if that's really something that you want, we need to filter. If any kind of thought limiting beliefs or limiting thoughts start coming up, we really need to filter those and let those go, because they're going to be a block in this wealth magnetism and attracting more wealth into our life, having the abundance that we want, more clients, stable, security, freedom, stability is what I meant to say. Stability, security, freedom. Those are part of my core desires. Affluency, feeling that I have enough, that I'm abundant, I'm good enough. If any of those thoughts start coming up, they are going to immediately put up a wall between you and what you want, because you are telling God and the universe, however you believe, you're telling them that judgment. So let's say, for example, if a person comes by with that matte black, just unplug my computer, BMW, and you say something along the lines of, oh, I wonder who bought that for them. Or, oh, maybe they have a sugar daddy or a sugar mama, or maybe somebody gave that to them. Maybe it was a gift. Or, oh my gosh, how could they invest in such an expensive car? I can't believe they spent that much money on that car. Those are some examples of limiting beliefs that do not serve us. In fact, they put up some kind of wall that prevents us from ever attaining what we actually want and desire. And another example of that, like I was saying, would be if we're in some kind of women's group, if you're a woman watching this, which most people in my communities are women, self-identifying females. If you're watching this and you are a self-identifying female and you're in a group with other females and you're consistently saying, oh my gosh, well, if I was skinnier, or that woman is overweight, or that woman, I can't believe she's talking about XYZ. I know more than her about that. Or gosh, she's talking about her clients and I wish I had more clients and I bet she's not even telling the truth. Any of those kind of thoughts are limiting beliefs and will block us from what we're actually wanting and desiring in that moment. That kind of judgment or resentment. And it comes, I'm guilty of it too sometimes. It comes so naturally because our culture, most cultures in the world, tend to be kind of judgmental, or like it's very normal. It's very normal to have those kind of feelings, because also they can tend to be excuses. Because if we were to say, oh my gosh, she doesn't even know what she's talking about, then that gives us a way out. We could just go out the little door and like give ourselves some space to not actually be accountable and not actually do the thing that we know we could be doing, because she's having success, because she's doing the things she needs to be doing and being in the mindset, which is like that 10 to 20% that I was talking about. She is letting go of those limiting beliefs, because we all have them. I don't want you to judge yourself either for having some of those beliefs and thinking, oh gosh, why am I thinking that again? I really shouldn't be thinking something negative about someone. That's normal. I am saying do not stay in that belief. Do not stay there. Aim to let it go. So some kind of prayer and meditation can be extraordinarily beneficial, because it's a way to take some of those thoughts and release them and let them go, because they don't serve us. In fact, they will prevent us from gaining exactly what it is we desire. So to rephrase, this replay will be on the podcast, and my team and I will be going back and answering any comments that you may have. This was super impromptu and a topic that I'm writing the next blog about. We release a blog every Friday on LinkedIn and on our blog, which is empirelifeacademy.com/blog. Incredible articles there, professionally written by myself and guest writers. If you want to be featured there, it's $2,000 in one payment right now, and probably that price is going to be going up soon too. I'm starting to write this blog, part 1, about what it means to become a wealth magnet. A wealth magnet. What does that mean and look like and feel like? And to rephrase, number 1 is getting clear on your core desires and what it is that you want to visualize or manifest in your life. And that can be any areas of your life, your romantic relationship, your business, with your family, all areas. And then deciding clearly, what can I delegate from that? How can I make it as easy as possible? Who do I need to talk to in order to delegate this? How much money is that going to cost? How am I going to get that money if I don't have it? And then the next question or activity is being within the feeling of if you already had it. And giving another concrete example, if you decide you're going to have a certain amount of money in savings or investing at the end of 2022, getting clear in how am I going to feel, or is as if I already had it. And I'm looking at all these accounts and I see this accumulation of this amount of money. How and what am I going to do with it? what kind of person am I going to be? What kind of version of myself is this going to require? These are all the questions that you can ask yourself. And then in this moment, like if you're an A and you're going to Z, in point A, start to already show up and be that version of the person who is already at point Z. And I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll be back with you extremely soon.